Hey everyone, I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday and that you have a wonderful new year coming up. I had to think about what day it was that I was recording this. Today is December the 27th, and I just wanted to hop on real quick and talk about the upcoming week ahead. We have our final full moon of the year taking place on December 29th at 8 degrees of Cancer. One of the more sensitive signs of the zodiac. It is a water sign. The moon rules Cancer. So emotions are heightened more so than normal. Full moons always bring everything up to the surface and they surge our emotional stirrings and situations. And this is going back to even before Christmas because Christmas Day, particularly the 25th, Chiron was actually squaring the sun. And Chiron stationed direct back on the 15th of December. So when we have a planet, mini planet, like Chiron present, it tends to bring up and bring out some wounds that we have of the self, internal or external or both. And, things that we feel like we might have resolved, and then there's a trigger or a spark that comes up. And, the holiday season, what other perfect time than to be triggered, right? Because that typically happens anyway. We tend to be more emotional around the holidays. It's just the way that it goes. And so with this energy present this past Christmas and going into the new year can really feel like this heightened awareness of our own feelings of inadequacy or our own emotional slights, or where we feel like there's issues that need to be resolved within ourselves, with others, outside of ourselves. However that is for you personally, there is just this sense of wounding that could be present, could be felt. So go easy on yourself. If you are feeling that way, take a rest, take a break, honor what you feel, lean into it. It's not always comfortable. It sucks, but this is a time of deep reflection and going inward. And I know that I am feeling that way, and I know many other people I've spoken with are also feeling that way. So just know that you're not alone, that it is okay. And as we move on into this week ahead and we get up towards this full moon and go towards the end of the week, it will dissipate a little, but it will still feel emotional. So, this full moon in Cancer, 8 degrees of Cancer, water sign, Cancer the crab. It's also attached to the 4th house in astrology, which is the home, the security. So there is this sense of a feeling of wanting, needing, and developing the internal and the external security for ourselves, okay? And, even if it's just like an emotional way of thinking about it or viewing it, is going to feel like that is something that is very present. And then again, depending on your own personal birth chart and where this moon lights up your chart, okay, or your life, where it will illuminate your life, that will be the area of impact where you will feel this the most and where you will feel the most heightened emotion, the most heightened sense of awareness and intuition, okay? The more sensitive you are, the more you are likely feeling this energy, particularly if you are a water sign, which is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or a water moon, which would mean your moon would be in Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or also your rising sign. But particularly the sun and moon in water would be feeling this a lot, especially water moons. I myself am a water moon, so I always feel the Cancer full moons. This one particularly has like extra, I feel, juice attached to it. There is this feeling in the body of electricity, of high energy, nervousness or anxiety, I could say, but not even necessarily like panic anxiety. It's more just like that jumpiness, that jumpy energy. Again, remember, the moon pulls the tides, okay? It's all water. We do feel that in our physical bodies. We also do retain water around times of full moons. So keep that in mind. Drink more water, as counterintuitive as that sounds, because it will flush everything out, right? This is the last full moon of the year. So there's a particularly cleansing and purging element to this full moon. We're just coming off of the winter solstice on December 21st, plus the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius, which is fresh energy, fresh initiative, making plans for the future, forward thinking. Aquarius, the sign that Jupiter and Saturn just moved into, is all about forward thinking and doing things in a different way and in a more intelligent fashion. So there's a lot of positivity attached to that, but I'm not going to lie, it's not going to feel easy. It's not going to feel like there isn't a lot of hard work attached to it. As we get to this full moon on the 29th, full moons are about release. Full moons are usually a point of time in which everything comes up and we can either, sit with it and then stuff it back down, or we could sit with it and release it and move forward with peace in our heart, knowing that we're doing all that we can do to make the changes that we need to make for ourselves and for others, perhaps, again, depending on your unique situation. But bottom line is this is a strong, energetic, emotional time. We are sensitive beings. We do feel it physically, emotionally, spiritually. So please be kind to yourselves. This is not a time to, push beyond workable limits. The body could be feeling lower in vitality right now. If you don't feel like this, that's awesome. You may not. You may feel it in different ways. Some of you may be creatively sparked around this full moon. Again, this depends on your own personal chart where this will land and fall and how it will affect you. But one thing remains the same for everyone across the board. This is a highly emotional and sensitive time. These past 2 weeks have definitely felt like everything is coming up for us to look at, to examine, especially when it comes to our personal projects, our creative projects, our relationships with others, right? And our relationship to self, and how we are selling ourselves short in some ways, or maybe not, not stepping up to the plate in the way that we should, could, or would if things were different. So again, it's about being conscious. The moon is about, sorry, not the moon. This energy is about conscious awareness, and this full moon is bringing all of that up. Now, the most significant aspect that this full moon is making is it is in a supportive aspect to the planet Uranus. Uranus is currently the only planet that is retrograde. And Uranus will station direct January 10th. But what happens is when a planet is getting ready to station, getting ready to reverse position, it slows down and its energy is felt that much more powerfully and that much more potently. And so Uranus right now is getting slower and slower, and it's already a slow-moving planet. And it's in a supportive aspect to this full moon. So what I will say about that is that, Uranus is the planet of change, of liberation, of freedom. It sometimes can flip you upside down and spin you on your head, but then you come back up and you land on your feet again, but you're like, what the heck just happened? That's Uranian energy. That's the proverbial lightning bolt that Uranus can provide that could be positive and beneficial if it's catapulting you out of a situation or a space that you need not be any longer, where your soul wants you to move forward, but you're just not quite ready. This full moon can help you by emotionally bringing it up, and then Uranus can come in and work with this moon and bring it out for you. So again, be careful what you wish for, be careful what you're, trying to put out there, because you might just get it all and then some, right? That could be a great thing, right? So in that respect, this is supportive. This is a supportive time. It is helpful. The Uranian energy could help to pull you out of a rut, to catapult you forward. At the same time, you can use the energy for creative projects, right? Anything having to do with the internet, online courses, let's just say, taking a new class, getting started on something new. Again, a supportive time for that. If you're feeling highly emotional and that you might lash out at others, which is definitely an emotion that could be present right now, use this energy to funnel it into a creative endeavor so that you don't say or do something you might regret, right? I also want to mention that Venus is squaring Neptune around the time of this full moon, the December 30th. So it's just about, and it's squaring right now. So with Venus square Neptune, again, there's this element of, there could be a beautiful element of fantasy, but also an element of reality. But there could also be an element of, because it's Neptune. Neptune can also deceive us. You can either get the beauty, or you can get the, let's say, reality check that's not so beautiful. So again, be mindful of, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're watching, what you're feeling, because there is a little bit of potential, especially with the Uranian energy, that you could think things are going one way and then all of a sudden it flips around and it's a totally different way. And just be present and be mindful of everything going on. Okay, and also, more importantly, I think I mentioned that this full moon, I mentioned the sun was squaring Chiron Christmas Day, but this full moon is square to Chiron. So again, bringing up emotional wounds. For a lot of people, this is going to go back to childhood, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. It doesn't have to be super traumatic. It doesn't have to be a horrible experience, but it's something that the soul, the spirit, remembers and takes in as being a wounding experience. And you may not even realize that this is something that's affected you until this point in time now where it comes up again. That's why I keep saying pay attention to what comes up for you. Pay attention to these triggers, because these little triggers serve to help you moving forward in your life now and all of your relationships, especially the relationship to self. It helps you understand things on a much deeper level when you lean into it. Chiron is known as the wounded healer in astrology for a reason. It is when you learn your own wounds that you heal them, and then you're able to play to your strengths and help others in the same capacity. We all have a Chiron in our chart as well. In fact, I've linked a video below about Chiron, so if you want to check that out, you can. I'm not offering that same discount because this was back in April that I put that video out, but just in case you want more information on Chiron, a lot of people do ask about Chiron. He is an important planet in our chart, so please, if you are interested, check that out below. And just know that, you know, again, it's a highly emotional time. It's a time where you want to be like the crab and put your claws in and hang on to who and what we love, for security. So you really want to pay attention to what makes you feel secure inside and outside, and if it's healthy, and if it isn't, how it can be healthier and how you can work with this energy. And looking forward to 2021 and the new year, and hopefully, you know, the astrology's, no, I'm not going to say it's going to calm down a whole lot, but hopefully things coming into the new year will, you know, bring in some more positivity and abundance. I just want to say also, on the 30th, Venus will square Neptune, which I mentioned. Then on the 1st of January, New Year's Day, Mercury in Capricorn will make a nice sextile to Neptune in Pisces. So again, that's a highly creative day. So if you're looking to put some information out there creatively, January 1st is a great day to do it. All right, let's pull a card for this week ahead and this full moon. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, don't be afraid to deep dive into your emotions this week. It's going to almost feel unavoidable and inescapable. And it's worth mentioning to pay very close attention to recurring emotions that are coming up for you, recurring situations, because they're trying to lead you somewhere. It's not just coming up for no reason, okay? There's something that needs to be addressed or healed within anything that keeps coming up repetitively. And this full moon in Cancer is super emotional, guys. I don't know if I look as tired as I feel, but I have been not sleeping very well. I've had a lot of anxiety at night, and it's like, I know it's this energy. This full moon is like, well, right now that I'm recording this video, it's literally just passing over my ascendant, which is the most sensitive, one of the more sensitive points of the chart, and it's the physical body. So I am feeling this energy in my body. It'll hit my second house. So anyway, giving you way too much information, but all right, let's see. Okay, so we got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about the spiritual side of us, the side that wants to be healed. This is the Counselor card. So again, this is all that I've been saying. Use this energy of the Chiron square to the moon and the Uranian influence that's supporting us, and the Venus squaring Neptune, to really dig deep and do your own personal therapy session, spiritual therapy sestion. See where you're at. Check in with yourself. Check in with your soul. What is the condition of your soul? How are you feeling? Again, I'll recommend an excellent book. You guys know me. I'm constantly recommending books. I love to read. Thomas More, Care of the Soul. Excellent book. It talks a lot about how to treat the soul and not just the person. This is a therapist that wrote it, a psychoanalyst, very intuitive. He speaks to, it's the soul that is sick and not necessarily the person. And a lot of it has to do with behaviors. It's a great book. So anyway, Care of the Soul by Thomas More. It's very enlightening. I feel like that is what the Hierophant was trying to get me to say. But also it is a card of counseling, spiritual counseling, doing the right thing, putting things in divine order and trusting that there is a divine order, right? Order. Anyway, I hope that this has helped you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I will be back probably in the new year next time I come back and do a video. But as always, my links are below, lisasalvatore.com. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you all real soon. Bye.